Dealing with pests in houseplants. Welcome to our channel. Today in this video, we'll talk about the types of pests that may harm your houseplants and the methods you can use to deal with them. What are plant pests? Plant pests refer to animals and insects that directly or indirectly cause harm and damage to plants. They also result in the destruction of plants. Plant pests insert their mouthparts into the plant tissues and suck their sap. They also penetrate plant tissues. As a result, they cause damage to plants and hinder their growth. Types of indoor plant pests. There are many ways to control pests in indoor plants. Plant pests and diseases can attack them at any time, replacing the beauty of new leaves with yellow and withered ones. The most common pests for foliage and flowering plants include spider mites, mealybugs, fungus gnats, whiteflies, and aphids. Using plants for outdoor and indoor decoration exposes them to various garden pests such as caterpillars, slugs, snails, and thrips, many of which thrive after plants are brought indoors. For this reason, plants that are moved from outdoors or the workplace should be thoroughly washed with clean water spray. Treatment for indoor plant pests. Here are several types of common indoor plant pests and methods to eliminate them. Gray mold botrytis. Gray mold appears on leaves, stems, flowers, and fruits. This fungus grows in mild and moist environments and in spaces lacking proper ventilation. To prevent the appearance of this fungus during cultivation, ensure suitable plant spacing. Remove the affected parts, then spray the entire plant with a Bordeaux mixture. Spider mites. Spider mites are tiny, oval-shaped insects. Their bodies may appear black, white, gray, or brown. These pests attach to plant stems and feed on their sap, leaving behind a shiny substance on the leaves. If the number of these pests on your plant is low, you can use soap solution to treat the plant. However, if their numbers are high, it's better to use insecticides. Mites are extremely tiny creatures, measuring about 2 to 3 millimeters. They come in shades of brown, green, red, yellow, and black. These insects primarily inhabit the undersides of plant leaves and young parts of plants. They also feed on plant sap, causing damage to the plants. Mites secrete a substance called honeydew on plant leaves, hindering their ability to photosynthesize effectively. Most plants affected by this pest include ficus, ferns, and various types of succulents. If you notice a small number of mites on your plants, you can remove the affected parts. Additionally, you can wash the leaves and any part of the plant affected by mites with water. You can also turn the plant upside down and wash its branches and leaves with a bucket of water at room temperature. If the number of mites on your plant is high, it's better to use insecticides. Fungus gnats. Fungus gnats are small, flying insects that hover around the surface of plant pots. Their larvae live in potting mix and feed on fungus, which thrives when the potting mix is kept excessively moist. While they are not a significant threat to plant health, they can be annoying. It's recommended to target the source. It's best to allow the soil to dry out and eliminate the larvae, since the larvae cannot survive without sufficient moisture. For immediate effect, pour a part of hydrogen peroxide into the pot to kill both the gnats and their eggs. Fungi can have a rapid effect. There are various species and signs, but one of the most common ones for indoor plants is leaf rot. Mealybugs. Mealybugs have a snowy white appearance resembling powdered snow. These pests also feed on plant sap, causing damage to the plants. Mealybugs are mostly found on the stems, leaf nodes, and small leaves of plants. Most plants affected by this pest include succulents, cacti, dracaenas, crotons, dracaenas, ferns, and palms. If the amount of mealybugs on the plant is low, you can dip a cotton swab in alcohol and remove the pest from the plant. If the infestation of these pests on the plant is high, you can use insecticides. Whiteflies. Whiteflies are very small, making them difficult to spot on plants. To observe them, you need to shake the plant. When shaken, these insects fly away, and you can then see them. They feed on plants, causing them to yellow and drop their leaves. To eradicate these insects, you need to spray the affected plant with insecticide in several stages. Thrips. If you notice elongated insects ranging from 1 to 2 millimeters in length with a brown or black body and fringe wings, you likely have thrips in your plants. Younger thrips appear lighter, sometimes even greenish in color. These pests have piercing, sucking mouthparts that feed on cellular fluids, causing affected plant tissue to have a silvery and necrotic appearance. Thrips are very tiny insects with fringed wings. They feed on plant sap, leaving behind silvery spots on plant leaves after feeding. When plants are infested with this type of pest, it leads to curling and deformed leaves, stunted growth of plant flowers, or their shedding. The new plant growth may become deformed and turn brown, and dead tissues may also occur in these areas. Severely infested plants have small black spots, which are the excrement of pests. To eradicate these pests, you should use systemic and penetrating insecticides. We recommend isolating thrips-infested plants in a separate area to prevent their spread. Leaf-eating caterpillars. Leaf-eating caterpillars are the larvae of butterflies. These caterpillars typically attack your plant through the butterfly's egg laying on the plant. Sometimes, the soil of the plant is also infested with this type of pest. These caterpillars are usually green in color and consume the leaves and aerial parts of the plant. They are commonly found in soil, fruit orchards, and forests. If the number of these caterpillars on the plant is low, you can manually remove them. However, if the infestation of these caterpillars is high, you should use insecticides. One of the insecticides suitable for eradicating this type of pest is diazinon. How to prevent plant pests and insects. Once you've rid your indoor plants of pests and insects, you don't want them to come back, right? The best long-term defense against any plant infestation is proactive pest control. So here are a few more tips to maintain the health of your plants and prevent pests in the long run. Never use dirty pots. Always clean and disinfect pots and plant trays before reusing them. You can wash them with soapy water, or, if sturdy enough, run them through the dishwasher. Monitor your plants. Regularly inspect your indoor plants for signs of pests. It's a good idea to do this each time you water them. Don't just replace an infested plant. Never replace a plant solely because it has an insect problem. A new pot can introduce even more stress to an already unhealthy indoor plant, potentially leading to its demise. Use sterile potting soil. Always use fresh, sterile potting soil when transplanting plants, and never ever use garden soil. If you're repotting an indoor plant that has no pests, it's best to reuse the soil from the old container for the same plant. However, you should never use potting soil from one indoor plant for replanting another. Inspect all new plants. Whenever you bring a new plant into your home, be sure to inspect it closely for any signs of trouble. It's also a good idea to quarantine new indoor plants for a few weeks to ensure no pests emerge. Keep your tools clean. Sterilize your pruning shears and other tools each time you use them. You can wash them with soap and water or dip them in alcohol between uses. Wash your hands. Always wash your hands after handling an infested plant. Outdoor plant troubleshooting. If you're moving indoor plants outdoors for the summer, be sure to address any issues before bringing them back inside in the fall. Learn how to troubleshoot plant problems before bringing them indoors here. We hope this video helps you in preserving your houseplants from pests and nurturing them into healthy and beautiful specimens. Subscribe to our channel to stay updated on our future videos. Thank you for watching.